Hello and welcome to this video. Now you might recognize this person here. So basically one of the first videos I made on one of my other channels was basically a look at YouTube. And I was basically critiquing this sort of BS. The people say it's luck. So when it comes down to it, you can't ever really say something is not luck. Because at the end of the day, what do you define as luck? If you say you're not lucky to be born in a wealthy family, then sure, yes, the reason you became a billionaire wasn't luck, it was skill. But it was skill in turning $1 million into $1 billion. Guess what? Most people don't have that. Interestingly, actually, some traders, people who like trade money, do that. The only problem is that they don't get to keep the $1 billion. Instead, they're given a bit of money to keep, and that's the point, Small numbers of people do get to trade that money, do get to make that money. Unfortunately, they tend to make it for somebody else. So yeah. Anyway, this is just basically a look at a video from a YouTuber who claims, in the title at least, that it is luck. Or rather, it's not. I'm claiming it is luck, and they're claiming it's not. So let's go ahead and find out.
Is success on YouTube mostly luck? Or is it
Okay, we're lagging.
mostly skill? People always ask.
So, first of all, point proven. If you want to look for quality, let's say you don't want a choppy video. You don't want to look at a choppy video. Well, guess what? You're just looking at now. You're looking at a choppy video. How can I fix that? Well, I can get better Wi-Fi. Oh wait, no, I can't. Because not only can I not afford that, but also, like, if I could, I'd have to get all that sorted. I don't have the time to sort all those things out. So that sort of thing there. Once again, quality. If I wanted to improve the quality by making this video not choppy, I'd have to, go out and have the Wi-Fi being better, which could cost untold amount of money. So what I'm saying is, effectively, is that, one thing is quality. Well, how do you improve quality? A lot of the time the answer is money.
Ask me, Ludwig, if you had to start your channel over, what would you do? I think they're mostly asking so they can just do that and hopefully get successful.
Once again, of course, that's the problem. See this thing here. This is what we call a microphone. Now, I would ask, how much did that cost? For example, when I started, I had to use a microphone on a computer. The computer I got was I got for 170 quid by finding the cheapest computer on the market. Let's just say it wasn't great. It's not able to, it wasn't a great buy, as I'm saying, because it's not able to export files. It's not able to export files that are too large. It'll just fail. And all that. So yeah, basically, I'd ask you, well, once again, would you be starting over, or would you be starting another channel? There's a difference.
But I was kind of wondering, what would I do? How would I get successful if I couldn't use my face, my voice, or any of my current following? Would I stick with...
I think it's good that he mentioned his face, his voice, and his current following, and hopefully any tools he has now that he didn't have. Well, actually, no, probably not. Even if you didn't have, because you could be just a rich kid, people are like, oh, they're not rich. No, some kids are just rich. Because either through parents or through a job that pays well. That's the sort of thing. Some kids just are rich. Some people are rich. That's just a fact. So you can't, obviously there are some people who will be able to just jump into the YouTube system, have the best microphone, have the best camera, all this sort of stuff.
10 viewers? Would I get to 100? Would I get thousands of views?
Interestingly, I tried doing a YouTube channel before without using my face, voice, or my stuff, and it got a couple, I think I reached 1 million views in less than a year, I think. But that's just the thing.
I don't know. So, I've made a brand new channel. And today, I'm going to find out if YouTube is mostly based on luck or mostly based on skill.
But see, the thing is, right, you have to ask yourself, if you're not using your voice or your face, are you using time Are you spending time on it? How many videos can you put out? Because if I'm someone working a full-time job with lots of work left over because my boss is, requires me to do a lot of extra work, so I don't even have time in an average week. I may only have like 30 minutes in 2-3 weeks. My boss might say, this amount of work. No, you can't put it off for another time. You can't split it over a couple of weeks. I want it done now. Then I can't make that content for a while. That breaks consistency. And that means I have to have more videos ready in order to protect myself. That's what I do. I make videos in advance so that I have videos so that if anything comes up, which it always does, I wouldn't be able to make a video every week. Definitely not. I wouldn't be able to have the consistency I have if I was just making them on the week. No. That's the point. So, but what if you don't have that time to even build up that stuff, to build up your protective thing there, What do you do then? Who knows? Well, let's find out.
I even called up a good friend of mine to see what his thoughts on this theory was. And I think he knows like a thing or two about YouTube. Like he's on his way to success there. Hey Siri, call Jimmy Beast.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think, no offense, but that kind of proves my point, doesn't it?
Yo, Jimmy.
What up, dog?
I have a question for you.
Hey, man.
I'm trying to do a YouTube video, and then the premise of the YouTube video is starting a brand new channel from scratch and trying to see if I can get views without my current name or branding at all.
Okay.
And I was wondering how much of YouTube you think is luck versus skill.
It's 99% skill.
That's bullshit. No, I mean, that is bullshit. Like, I'll break down this further.
If you knew what you were doing, you could do that 100%.
All right. So if
Well,
Mr.
I mean,
Beast...
It depends what you mean by what success. Like, if you say a million views is success, well, then technically I succeeded before. Like, I was getting, like, well over 1,000 a day. Like, 1,000, 3,000, that type of stuff. But guess what? That's not success, though. Because that's not skill. Okay? That wasn't skill. That was blunt force, okay? First of all, YouTubers that just do, trends, like that do stuff that they know is successful, that's not skill, then. You just picking off of other people's content, effectively. That is what we would call false advertising. You're just lucky that no laws, are in place to say, well, you've broken the law now. I'm just saying that is technically false advertising. The whole idea of like, oh, it's a trend, but of course, as long as you just like keep on the trends and you keep making sure you get each single trend, then you can build a empire of 20-30 million views. Every single time you'll grow. But is that skill? Are you predicting a trend? If that was a business, and I know I'm not arguing that businesses are good or anything, but I'm saying if that was a business, you would fail. Because the thing is, not only would you probably get sued for taking other people's intellectual property, for one, but also because if you're a channel that comes along and does a trend, well, it doesn't matter if you do it better, because you didn't do it first. Of course, if you're a channel on YouTube and you do a trend, that's a different story. That's more about YouTube, isn't it, though? And that's another thing. It's like success on YouTube. Is it skill?
It's 99% skill, and
isn't that more that the fact is the channel that you're lucky because that is the way YouTube is structured, isn't it?
not that luck based.
Like, no. Let's say YouTube changes its algorithm slightly, and then boom, it just floors you. It says we don't really like that kind of content you produce, so no, we won't give you any. We don't care. We don't care if you've got 100 million subscribers and every single viewer making in 60 million. We will not even show your video to anyone. If people look up your channel, it won't appear at all. We're basically going to semi-ban your video, except like we're going to ban your video in all these countries but one country that we know nobody really views you from, If that was the case, they could do that. That could happen. It wouldn't never happen for popular people, of course, because it's too much money on the line. But the point is, that is a possibility. That's surely unlucky, right? You would say that I was unlucky, but it was skill.
then I should be able to get some amount of success. So I'm going to set a challenge. I'm going to give...
But the problem is, though, is that you're implying that there is no luck then. You're implying that your success is, like, if you say success in general, but what does that mean? We know for a fact, if you're saying success in general, that luck phrase is definitely true. It's definitely true that luck is present. It's absolute bull to say 90. Like, that would make no sense looking at the people who actually are successful, you know? And do, by the way, have more views than Mr. Beast. Not on a single video, mind, but on an overall level, have more views, because they put out more content. And that's the point. At the end of the day, those people have reached a massive level of success, but they can admit it was luck, you know? So what you'd be saying is, there is a possibility of a skill, but these people have the luck route. You know, that's what you're saying. Because you can't say every single person was skill-based, because that makes no sense. Like, you know, it's like saying, oh, every single person who wins in a casino is using skill. No, actually. Mostly because casinos are often rigged, so skill basically means you cheated. Luck is the only way to get there. You know what I mean? Basically.
Give myself 24 hours to get at least 1,000 views. It's not hundreds of thousands, and it's not millions. Myself 24 hours to get at least 1,000 views.
Depends. Are you creating the channel instantaneously? What topics are you covering? What kind of are you using clickbait? Because then that's basically false advertising. That's luck. You know, not only that there aren't laws in the books to stop you from doing that, but also that people are stupid enough to click on clickbait. But also, no, in fairness, now people aren't stupid to click on clickbait. Clickbait is, not nice. And also, basically this idea of, oh, it's okay as long as the person views the majority of the video. It's like, no. If you clickbait someone, that's not skill. You are committing, effectively, fraud. You're telling that person, this is what you're getting, and then you're giving that person to someone else. And yes, this is my point. There are channels out there that do this. They do this now, and yes, they do have a lot of success. Is that skill, or is that me just not wanting to be a piece of shit? Okay? Is that me not wanting to tell you this is the content and then keeping you waiting? Hold on a second, it's coming. The title is coming. It's about to come. It's on its way. Don't you worry. It's right about, it's coming. The video ends. Boom. You've watched the whole video now. And this is what I don't like about people who are just obsessed with, like, oh, viewer retention. Because, yes, you can fake viewer retention, not fake it. But you know what I mean? You can ensure the majority of viewers keep on by just promising them, it's coming, guys, it's coming, it's on its way, and then when it doesn't arrive, the video's over and it's too late. So also, how many people convert to subscribers? And not necessarily subscribers, but like current viewers.
It's not hundreds of thousands and it's not millions, but I'm limited in what assets I can use. I can't use my own face and I can't use my own voice, but I still think I can get 1,000 views in less than a day.
What about your microphone? What about your computer?
And you know what? If I don't, I'll delete my main channel. That's how confident I am. So here's what I did.
Yeah, well, what would have happened if you did fail? Would this video have gone out?
I wrote out a script of a video that I thought would be pretty good. It's kind of like a video essay, but it's on Twitch streamers, specifically my good friend Mizkif. And then I hired someone on Fiverr to read out the exact script. All right, here's the script I wrote out.
So you hired someone. So you're saying this video cost you money? I think we already have our luck-based thing there gone.
Called How a Door Made This Man 1 Million.
Okay, is that clickbait? Don't ever read this. Seriously. Guitar. Like, you would think Rupert Murdoch would have a bit of integrity. I mean, I know he hates, migrants and everything, but, like, still, a bit of integrity. Come on now. Like, what's the need to promote the homophobic country that likes to use slave labor?
And $1 million.
I'm not saying the people are bad, I'm saying the government is, just to make that clear.
And then I recorded myself. The pandemic will be remembered as a time of economic despair, mental isolation, and further polarization of the political parties in America. Why do I sound like a journalist? I sound like a news anchor.
No, you sound depressed.
But I don't want to have myself read it because people know what my voice sounds like. So that's not really going to fly. So instead,
Good. I at least there's some integrity.
what I did is I hired
missing, but,
someone on Fiverr.
then there it falls down because, like, I had to purchase this microphone, by the way, just in case you're wondering. This microphone doesn't come from my computer. And it was probably definitely at the time was the most expensive thing I've ever purchased at all, actually, to be honest. Like, ever. Like, when I'm saying, like, average, I mean, like, stuff that isn't, like, essential. It doesn't count, but
In total, this cost me $131. The reason for that was mostly because I needed the rights to use it in my own YouTube video for commercial reasons, which is super fair and a really good thing that the Fiverr artist put in. So, I have no problem with that at all. But it should be free for you guys at home. And then I hired an editor, and this also is not something you have to do at home. You could just,
Is he not hearing himself? How is that your skill then? Yeah, no shit. Of course, if you get the most skilled people on the planet to do something, then yeah, they might succeed. But is that skill on your part? It's like, yes, I proved it was skill. Their skill, not mine. Their skill, but still, still skill. Although could be luck, who knows? Because you need. The point is, I'm gonna break this down further. I know. Like,
get editing tools. Some costs money, but even those ones you could get if you know exactly where to get it. And then edit yourself. I didn't do this because, I'm doing.
Do you want people to get a virus? Just saying. You be very careful which things you download. Because, yeah, I remember I wanted to do music streaming. And, whatchamacallit, and I had this, old style, old camera. And I was going, okay, well, I had to buy a cable for, £4. And then I was connecting it and I was going, okay, well, why is there a problem? And there was, an issue in settings. But anyway, I went to, search, the issue. And I was told to download something onto my SD card. Guess what? That wasn't a way to fix that problem. That was a scam. Probably a virus. That apparently a lot of YouTubers, some that were, kind of pretty significant following, were telling you to do. I'm just saying, be aware what you download.
Doing this on the side. It's like a fun little project. But here's what the final video looks like.
The largest streaming platform, Twitch, has over doubled their monthly average viewers, according to Twitch Tracker. The pandemic created...
Looks pretty good. I'm really happy with how the video turned out, and now here's my plan. So I've made this video. It's like a 3-minute, 45-second video essay on specifically Mizkif, and the reason I did it on Mizkif is, one, because I think I have a decent amount of knowledge on this,
So you're basing that off knowledge, okay.
I'm speaking as an authority, writing, but also I know one thing about streamers, and it's the same thing that got me to sell merch by using TTS before. They have huge inflated egos. So if I have this video uploaded and somehow get Mizkif to click on the video, he'll probably watch it.
Once again, do I want to do that?
So that's my plan right now. And if I can get Mizkif to watch us on stream in front of about 45,000 people, well, I think that's a win. But also, a lot of them will click on it. And I think there's a chance that this video might get a decent amount of views. So let's create the channel. What do I want to call it? What's something that would be Twitch friendly that because I want people who are on Twitch to come over, but not too on the nose like history of Twitch. Who's the one that goes, why 50% of people live south of this line, Canada? What is that video? Real life lore.
Oh, yeah. All the people who play tries.
What if I just call it online lore? I kind of like online lore. So let's get a profile picture for online lore. Loading screen game. Like if it's called online lore and then it's a loading screen, that's kind of a good idea. I kind of like this, but just the center of it. All right, let's make that the logo. So we'll do this one, but then we'll make it small enough. Nice, that looks amazing. I also need a banner image. That's like a really cute banner. So let's just make that the banner. All right, let's publish.
I made my own banners, but you know.
So here's what the channel looks like now. Online lore, it has this little logo, has the loading thing. I really like how it's looking branding wise, but now we need to upload our video. So let me get that pulled up. One quick key, by the way, if you guys are ever uploading videos, they'll...
Wait, what? Hold on a second, what is it? Oh, there we have it. Subscribers. You're telling the algorithm what you're linking to them, I'm just saying.
So let me get that pulled up. One quick key, by the way, if you guys are ever uploading videos, they'll use whatever the video's file name is for the algorithm in some ways. So basically, like as a keyword finder for the search engine, if you have some of the keywords inside of the file name as you're uploading it, I believe that YouTube will use that information. All right, let's upload it. Mizkif Twitch streamer. And the actual title for this is, I think I had one. How a door made this streamer $1 million. So now the only thing I have to worry about is the title and the thumbnail. I think the title, How a Door Made This Streamer $1 Million, is pretty catchy. It doesn't need to have Mizkif's name in it because a streamer, it touches more people. Like even though Mizkif's a big streamer, most people who know about streaming don't know who Mizkif is, even with how big he is.
True.
And if you do know who Mizkif is, you'll see him in the thumbnail, so you'll click it anyway. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you liked the video, it'd mean the world if you subscribed or shared it with a friend. All right, let's just do that.
Do you want to, you don't think you should use hashtags in the description?
Keep it simple. That's all good. That's all good. We'll start it out private and then we'll hit save. So now what we need to do is we need to make a thumbnail. So I want a picture of Mizkif, but with the door in focus. Mizkif door. Also, wait, you know what I could use is his YouTube channel has the intro that he uses every time.
Hey.
Ooh, I like this one a lot, actually. Okay, here's a quick tip for you as well. You can get an extension that helps you screenshot YouTube. You get the extension, then you hit the screenshot button, and then we'll just save that as Mizkif Room. As if I'm organized. That's all for show. And then look, no player. Very cool. I like this image a lot though. Okay, so I need the full door in it because the door is key. All right, that's really good. Now let's get the actual door isolated. Now we have just the door. We can add a drop shadow. Yeah, I think it looks a lot better. And maybe we just cut out the bottom of the couch. And now the door is completely center of the thumbnail. I kind of like that. That seems pretty good. The door seems kind of narrow though, right? Is it crazy to just literally widen it artificially? And then let's get a picture of Mizkif. And now the best way to get a thumbnail picture of someone is to just go to their YouTube. These creators literally upload HD pictures of themselves constantly, and you can just take them. Now, not with pink eye. That's a little absurd. This one's pretty fine. All right, and then you just go...
Quit staring at my boxes. Only 50% of you guys subscribe to the channel.
Okay, you go thumbnail down.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Loader. Sorry for staring at your boxes, Mizzy. And then we can just yoink that, put it here. I'm no means an expert, so there are probably quicker ways to do everything I'm doing. It's just what I'm comfortable with doing, and I can do it at a decent pace. So, for example, right now I need to isolate just his head. There's like 8 different ways to do this. I'm pretty happy with the way that I do this. It leaves with pretty clean lines. Like the content aware one has kind of messy lines, which I don't like. And it also works pretty fast. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that looks pretty good. I think the door doesn't stand out enough though. The door's just a bit small, I think.
If you crop out the door and then resize it into the room, so the door is bigger, but the room is still the same. You can make the door bigger that way.
Maybe I get rid of the stroke, but I have an arrow. For some reason, the arrow makes it just more visible. And I don't like the red stroke around the door. I'm going to go with the arrow. And then let's cap off the thumbnail. Let's title it Mizkif, Thumbo, final, classic YouTube rule. Always title it final. And then let's go to the channel. Here's the video.
Smash.
Let's change the thumbnail. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think this is really catchy. I like it a lot. I'm just gonna publish it. Now, again, this channel has literally 0 viewers, 0 subscribers. How
Yeah. I have many of those.
Door made the streamer $1 million. So I think the first thing to do is go to Mizkif's Reddit. Again, the goal is to hit about 1,000 views. And I think Mizkif watching this video is a good start. Oh, Megalol, Mizzy carried by a door. That's like a good clickbait title. Let's just...
See what I mean? Like, skill alright. Exploitation.
post it, see how that does. The other option is to make a new account on Twitch and then spam it in chat, because I think anyone can post links if you're a sub. I'll just do that, and then viewers will click on it. They'll like the video, and then hopefully they'll send them the video. So let's maybe make a new account. Turbo World News. All right, I think my game plan is I'm going to shower. I'm going to come back, and then hopefully they're done with this, and then hopefully by then I can link the video, and they can watch it. So that's my current game plan. He's got no content now. I'm gripping the dough now. He's watching Emir and Code Miko.
Okay, I'm gonna assume. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gripping it. Oh, I hope this works. Otherwise, it's such a waste of 50 bucks.
Okay. Wait, it's got 50
I don't have 50 quid to spend.
bucks.
I titled it
Called you the biggest streamer in the world.
Easy Bait.
How a door made the streamer $1 million.
Okay, he's hooked. He's hooked.
Oh, that door.
He's hooked! Yes!
Is this gonna stroke my ego?
The pandemic
Yes!
will be remembered as a time of economic
Let's go!
mental
Let's go!
Five.
further
Hold on, this guy struck my ego. I'm not
political
listening.
parties in America.
Or is this gonna show a fucking dick? Let's find out.
Unless you are a streamer. The largest streaming platform, Twitch, has over doubled their monthly
read chat.
average viewers, according to Twitch track.
Oh.
Yeah, and people say Twitch is dying and everyone's going to YouTube and blah, 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 and this, and that. And then we double our viewership in 1 year. Eat my ass, chat.
There is a great mystery on what it takes to be one of the biggest streamers in the world. Some rise to the top with their world-class gaming skills. Others have developed
World class.
well-thought-out, unique content that rivals cable television.
How does it beat it in quality?
And then there's Mizkif.
Hi.
He isn't particularly good at games. And sometimes all he does is watch other people's content on his stream.
How much does he add? We are over 28 minutes into this video.
But as a recording this, he is a top 50 streamer in the world, easily making over $1 million every year. The reason?
That makes me depressed about society, you know? Like, this is the state of our world. My God.
The door standing right behind him. It shouldn't come as a surprise that cable television is on its way out.
A hook.
Since 2015, 20% of Americans have dropped the service, according to a survey by the Pew Research Center. But that doesn't remove the influence of cable television shows. Look no further than streamers emulating or straight ripping off popular game shows
Or going on them,
for a young
which just makes me depressed. Like, you know, like some sort of like some, you know, like there's someone researcher in these like reality shows and these like game shows going, okay, who's popular, who can we get, who's a celebrity, okay, there's a streamer, we can get them, okay, or you cannot. Do you want to research that person before you just platform them, you know? I'm not endorsing this person, this person, this person, this person, or this person, or any of these people here. Just saying. That's what I'm saying. So, you know.
younger Twitch audience. But Miskiff has taken something from sitcoms that make shows like Seinfeld, Friends, and Happy Days American staples: the sitcom entrance. When fan-favorite characters walk through one of these 3 doors, American audiences would go wild. If you replace the
Right, yeah, well. And
studio audience with
people
a
say Americans are stupid. Huh?
Twitch chat, Miskiff is doing the same thing.
Dude, we need a fucking we need a clap track or whatever.
This is
the fuck
good,
it
this is
whatever
good, this is
Russell
good,
wants
this is
to
good.
do.
Miskiff has an open door policy, meaning anyone can not
This
only
is
go
money.
to his house, but walk right into his stream room while he's live. The door is more center frame than Miskiff. This has led to new and familiar faces walking through that door, with chat able to immediately react to who showed up.
I thought that was
day.
Connery's pants.
Collaboration is a staple of growth for any YouTuber or streamer, but the mystery of who will show up
Uh-huh.
while Miskiff is live is what keeps the viewers excited.
Bro, imagine.
Yeah, I don't think that would inspire me with confidence if I didn't want to be like, you just...
Train just walked through my fucking door. That would be a dream. That'd be so fucking funny.
Excited about the content. And although a lot of credit is deserved for the 36x80 star, Miskiff is also ready
Ego
to
stroke?
deal with whoever walks through that door. He takes an inherent risk not being able to control who shows up, and even the most disgraced streamers have walked through that door and rehabilitated their image to the point where chat begs for them to come back. Miskiff is one of the funnest
Have they now? How great is that? So we can get all those, you know, abusers and, you know, all those, yeah, those people who appear to have committed actual crimes, like terrible crimes. Isn't that just fantastic? Oh, because that's justice, isn't it?
growing streamers on the platform and has catapulted himself from Ice Poseidon's cameraman to one of the biggest creators in the world, all thanks to a door.
All right, here's how I get views now.
Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe so I know to keep making
You
more
don't even
videos like
you don't even have other videos, dude.
Like
You gave me
this one.
$50. You know what you're doing. Look, I'll post it once.
Woo!
I'm a cheap
Woo!
bitch. God, you're so
Let's
bad. That's what it made you. Oh,
go!
100%.
People just watched that.
Yeah, that was big.
They liked it.
Oh, and it's getting blown up in the
I
goddamn.
have an open door policy for one reason. Because I have no content of my own.
That's everything I wanted. All right, now the question is, will people on chat click on it? Oh! Holy shit, no, look at the likes. 225 likes.
And 53 views.
The goal was 1,000 views. We're already at 260. I'm curious now if people click on it, the positive.
See, that's the thing. Watch. Has 53 views, 225
Look at the likes. 225
Switch
likes.
over
The
to
goal
our
was
server analytics, and we see 264 views. So, you know.
1,000 views. We're already at 260. I'm curious.
Wait. It already had 118. Oh no, never mind. It's in the video section, so I think the video section is live.
Now if people click on it, the positive reception, if I get good watch through. Oh, look at this. I know. Holy shit.
I don't think it counts really though if it's promoted by the person and then it's about that person, you know. It will be a bit like, you know, the kind of attitude of like, well, obviously, if I'm going to be the one promoting it, then people are very likely to watch it. And this is one of the things that happens up with TV shows, which is that, you know, let's say I'm a celebrity and I go into a TV show and everyone watches it and everyone watches the whole thing, and then I leave and everyone kind of watches it for a bit, and then they sort of start to no longer watch it because it's lost its pull. Because I'm not like, oh yeah, I'd love to keep going there. I'm actively just distancing myself from it. If that was the case, yeah, you're gonna.
This is insane. Wait.
That's crazy. Yeah, everyone was so nice.
I know. Because it was just good content, which is one of the key takeaways. It was actually good content.
What's it now?
And it was 3 minutes and 48 seconds. If this was like a 15-minute video, Mizkif would have clicked out probably 4 minutes in. He would have stopped farming jokes, been like, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
And then he would have moved on. So luckily, it kept it short, kept it sweet. I'm curious how this will do in a week. Look at this. This is going to hit 1,000 almost within the first few minutes. It's been about 4 days since I uploaded this video. I spent about $600 to make it with the editor, the voiceover guy.
600 quid. Have I ever had 600 quid on hand that I could just spend? Wouldn't say so. Wouldn't say so, to be honest. So.
And then
Sorry.
the marketing efforts.
Don't know why that wasn't working, but no.
And here's how it's doing. Currently, the video is sitting at about 11,000 views.
So would have made less than 50 quid.
The channel is at about 1,000 subscribers. And you can check right now, this isn't all views from like direct clicking. You know, those are the views that I quote unquote pay.
Okay, let's get down to discussions about the algorithm when it comes to people like this. And it's a reason why you wonder if they understand what an algorithm is. So I discussed this before, where I basically explained that within just 2 lines of code, you could literally answer the question as to how, even though you're not using your face or your voice, you can get views. And it's this. If you are doing literally anything online and you're using, you know, a computer that uses Google Chrome, using Google Search, even just other stuff, Google owns stuff, you know, there are services within other apps, within other, like, you know, things like that, like Ecosia, for example, is powered by Microsoft servers. So obviously, if you think you're not, you know, like if you're going to them, you're going to Microsoft servers, that type of thing. There's a lot of services that go to Google servers. So that's the point. At the end of the day, Google is going to know. So if you are a famous YouTuber and you create an account, a secondary account, guess what? Google is going to know. And see, they're going to link this channel with this nice popular channel, and they'll go, okay, go here and you get some views, because the algorithm is obviously not going to know whether or not you promote your channel, second channel. So let's say you created a clips channel. Like I have a clips channel there. If you create any of these channels, it's gonna go, okay, let's get you some views. So popular YouTuber, here's your second channel, and they'll flow the viewers in. So you have to actually test how many of those viewers are your viewers. I'm not saying from you, I'm saying how many of them have watched your videos, or followers of you, or, you know, are friends with people who follow you. This is the extent. People misunderstand just how much information Google has on you. Like, seriously, people who work for the company effectively misunderstand this. Just how much information. I'm clicking. They can know where my mouse clicks. My mouse clicks up here. It clicks the settings. It does this. YouTube will know. And that information will be given to Google. So this is just the point here. Just saying, inherently, 2 lines of code would do that. You know, if the person's linked with popularity, then boom, yeah, then you just. Anyway.
Paid for, right? That's the views that I got Mizkif to click it, and then everyone from Mizkif.
So one of the things with the thing is that YouTube really does like retention, and one of the other things YouTube likes is the problem, and we'll discuss this, of getting views from the algorithm that doesn't come from you being connected with someone who's well known. So that means if you're friends with them, if you are them, or if, you know, there's a possibility that, you know, you're you know, sort of like they're in your videos, that type of thing.
Mizkif's chat went to watch it, but the key
Like,
to
let me tell you a
all
story.
YouTube success.
There was a channel that, before Tom Scott became popular, uploaded a video of him, and they were just a channel that uploaded like archive stuff from the BBC. And you know what the algorithm did? The algorithm linked that with Tom Scott. It didn't have any links to him, but guess what it did? It got probably, it could have either, you know, using image recognition, relatively unlikely, but possible. Maybe image recognition at the time, related to image recognition with his videos at the time, but most likely it was from the comments, who were all talking about Tom Scott. So then what that would have happened, because they saw it, they would have seen it, and they went, oh, look at that, that's, you know, and what that did was, that drove all the people who just watched Tom Scott video, or had even just had watched a Tom Scott video, into seeing that video in their recommendations. This is my point. At the end of the day, yes, if you publish popular stuff on your YouTube channel that's related to popular people, yeah, it might well do. The point is, having this is sort of the point. Having people talk, yeah, this is an algorithm, which is not, that's not skill though. That is simply, at the end of the day, exploitation of the viewer. You're not exploiting the algorithm, you're exploiting the viewer by basically lying to them. And also the fact that no popular YouTuber can ever try this, because inherently YouTube recommendations basically get completely blown out because you don't know how many of them were because YouTube knows it's coming. You're the creator. You know?
Is views under this category. That means algorithm views.
And here we miss the point. Here we miss the point that I don't know why. Like, I did computer science, right? But I'm not great at computer science, you know? But I understand the very, 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 very basics of writing algorithms. You know, like, I've written algorithms before. Very simple ones. Like, nothing in comparison to a YouTube. I'm not writing algorithms for, like, thousands of lines long. But, you know, you write algorithms that maybe, like, 100 or a couple of things like that lines long. That sort of thing. You're not writing loads of... But you know what I'm saying is, I understand the basics about how algorithms work. And I'm just saying, with 2 lines, you could do that. I'm not saying necessarily that is the case. That's what YouTube's... I obviously haven't looked at YouTube's algorithm. I'm not saying that is in the YouTube algorithm. I'm just saying it's a possibility, and I wouldn't... It would make sense, to be honest. If you were YouTube, it would make sense. Why would you make the YouTuber promote their stuff? Why would you make the YouTuber push their second channel? You know? Once again, I've seen 2 creators who created second channels but didn't tell people. And I followed their original channel. Guess what? I found their second one. I found their second one. So, just saying.
30% of all the views in this video are from the algorithm.
I should make that clear. They didn't promote it. So basically what I'm saying is YouTube wouldn't have known by connecting people. YouTube would know by the fact they created it, if you know what I mean.
3.5 thousand, which is huge. That's a big number. And this, although it doesn't look that good, 43% viewer retention, it's not that bad. If the line is flat, that means people who figured out what this video is about, and, you know, the people who didn't click out immediately, liked the video. They sat almost all the way through it. Obviously, there's a huge drop-off because a lot of these people watched it with Mizkif and then immediately left, or
The pandemic
whatever
will
it
be
was.
remembered as a
Jesus Christ, man. Come on, you're British. I get it, but let me do my thing. Really
Now, come on.
good stats all around. I'm really happy with it. Honestly, after this video goes out, I'm sure it'll blow up a lot more. I think this video will end up with 100K views. So it kind of got a little out of hand, but I really believe in this video. I really believe in the process that made this video, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's not millions. It's not enough to go full time, but it's a start.
Once again, you know.
And it's better than 95% of YouTube videos uploaded. And all it came...
Okay, so how many of the YouTubers had to spend 600? How many of them were willing to spend 600 all in one go? How many of them were on a popular topic? How many of them were secretly made by a popular YouTuber who most likely, you know, the algorithm does have something in it to say if it's made by a popular YouTuber, then, you know, channel, I mean, then, you know, have the YouTuber there. You know, this is why, you know, you'll see where, you know, even, like, I've seen collaboration videos where kind of, I would say, kind of in the wrong, I would say the YouTuber is when, like, they do a collaboration video, but they don't tell anyone about it. For some reason, you know, But the problem is, of course, is that will result in you viewers finding it, because the algorithm knows this they're in here. You probably do a bit of image recognition, all that stuff. So at the end of the day, I would say the problem with this argument is it kind of breaks down the minute. Like, the issue is, people always misunderstand this, which is that if you have a popularity position, then Google will know to promote your content, because Google knows what channels you made, what websites you visited, what you ordered. If you get something online, well, Google will know. If you go onto Fiverr and you tap into Fiverr, which, you know, I'll be running from your computer, I'll be running most likely Google service, then yeah. Because if you're on Google Chrome, they will obviously see your screen, you know, so they will know what you typed. So if you typed this, then they'll of course know that this person you hired did this, and that's basically my point. People always misunderstand the enormous amount of information companies like Google have on you. They have an enormous amount of information, and I'll tell you this much: they certainly have enough to know when this fella creates another account. So inherently, I don't think Ludwig was being, you know, exploitive here. I don't think, well, obviously in the video he was, but I don't think he actually thinks, you know, oh, you know, I don't think it was this, like, I think this got 4 million views, and this video was made as clickbait, but I think he does honestly believe it. But the problem is, I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying for the arguments made, those are the wrong arguments. Like, sometimes you make an argument and it's a bad argument, you know? It's a bad argument. Like, it's just a bad one. You just aren't making a good argument. But that doesn't mean you're wrong, you know? But of course, in this case, looking at it, I have to say, money, how many people have 600 quid to spend, and also, you know, the fact that the algorithm does know it's you, because it will know it's you, let's face it, is a major stumbling block. Also, you know, I don't think clickbait is very reliable. You know, obviously it's very liable to build a thing off it, but I mean, as I said before, you know, many channels have built a massive following over clickbait. They build massive followings of this, and it's really a thing when it comes down to it, where at the end of the day, yeah, if you're willing to exploit people, yeah, I've seen many channels that do this. They do this type of thing where they only cover popular people, and they ensure that the videos are of a certain amount of quality, you know. But what I'm saying is, inherently, when it comes down to it, first of all, the voice for that was relatively good quality. What would happen if that person wasn't paid and they didn't have a great mic? You know, if they didn't have a great mic, wouldn't that have, like, if you hear some of my earlier, like, videos, like, that were mic'd, yeah, you'd click off because you can barely hear anything because the mic is terrible. But that's what I was working with. You know, this is what I'm working with now, and it's still not perfect. It's still not the best in the industry. It's still not professional. But that's the point. I can't afford to go professional. I can't afford to spend 600 quid. I can't afford to go to a streamer and say, oh, will you do this thing? Also, can I just say, let's say your video was critical of a streamer. What would happen then? Okay, so you can't use their fans because they'll be irate and they'll probably dislike on your video. You can't use the streamer, obviously, because they're just going to click away instantly, even if you clickbait it and you pretend you're nice. You know, that's going to send a negative reception. You might get a lot of hate views, but yeah, that might prove your point temporarily, but it's not really going to do it in the long term. And at the end of the day, I think looking at this, it's something which I staved off reacting to this video because I thought, you know, I don't want to annoy people, but, you know.
Came down to was good content, good thumbnailing, good titling, and also, admittedly, a smart way
Was my thumbnail good?
to get it in front of people who are interested in this type of content. This could feasibly be done by anyone with just $50.
I don't have $50 for... You know the phrase time is money? The reason why people say that is because, generally speaking, you get paid for the work you do as a timing thing. You know the thing of like passive income? The point is that I do not have 50 quid to spend. I'm not earning money from this as of this moment anyway. I never will, probably. You know, I probably will never make money out of this video. But the point is that I don't have 50 quid to spend anyway. Even if I was, you know, going to make money in future. Even if I was told right now, if someone told me, no, it is your destiny, you'll make $1 million quid off this video, it doesn't matter, because I don't have 50 quid to spend on this video, okay? I just don't. That's just a fact, you know? I don't, you know? So, if I wanted to, well, what would I do? You know, if I wanted to spam this video in the video description of the next live stream that here will be in, will that work if I pay enough money? But if I don't have that money, what happens then? And even if I do have that money, what will happen then? Oh, I won't eat for, you know, a week because, well, you know, I want to take a gamble whether I could get a bit of online popularity. That still won't make money. Maybe if I do it again and again and again and again and again, it'll make the money back. But the point is, this is always a problem. It's easy to be rich. It's easy to make money if you're rich. It's easy to basically, you know, have this if you're rich. You know, basically it's a phrase of it's expensive to be poor. You know, you can't if it's a pay to win system, then yes, people who can't pay can't win. Do you want people to go into debt to risk it all? You know. Anyway, that's just my piece here. You know, like,
I mean, maybe less if you go for a little smaller streamer who pays attention to his donations a little more. Mizkiv, come on. I hope this was cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you guys did, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. Maybe I'll...
you know, generalization. You know, people, they want to generalize when it comes to gender. You know, it's not necessarily sexist. I'm not saying it's sexist from Ludwig. I'm saying it's like industries become sexist. You know, like the whole idea of like nurses, for example. It's very it would be, you know, very sexist to say, oh, her, you know, because, well, it could be a man, you know. Basically, people do generalizations, and it comes down to, you know, patriarchal systems. But anyway, that's politics.
Continue uploading on the online lore channel, so go check that one out as well. And thanks for watching. See you later. Goodbye.
Okay. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So basically, that is a video there, and I would say at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, like, is it luck? You probably all clicked away. Would it be skill to cut it here? Is that skill? Or perhaps is that a choice? You know? Well, I'm not going to show you if I've disliked the video. But basically, at the end of the day, you know, when it comes down to it, all I'll say is that, yeah, it's an issue. It's an issue. This idea that, you know, it's just misunderstanding certain things. And, yeah, sometimes people misunderstand these things, and that's fine, but at times, like, it makes me sad to see. Because how many people do you think, you know, like, of the number of people who watch this, like over 4 million people, 4.6. How many? Well, actually, no. First of all, I'll just that. Okay. Now I'm not even giving I'm not even listening to my own YouTube advice. No. So first of all, the YouTube view count is often rigged because it counts the views from the same person viewing it multiple times. So that's. So it's probably not 4 million people, but basically, yeah. However number of people who watch the video, probably at least over 1 million. How many of them, who have their channel, how many of them paid 50 quid and got nothing out of it? Was that not luck? Or rather, for them, unlucky. Just saying, just saying. Well, who knows? Well, that's it, yeah. So all I'll say is, yeah, I might come back to this in the future if I've missed anything. Have an update to talk about this in the future. But basically, this is a live reaction, because I prefer to do this live. I generally don't script videos, but maybe I should. Well, I do script some videos, but I generally don't script reaction videos, is what I'm saying. But when you're doing a reaction video, I think it's best to react live. But yeah, perhaps I shouldn't. Would that bring me more success? One main thing I would say is impressions. Impressions are a certain way to see if YouTube is recommending your content. And that you'll be able to say impression click-through rate. So improve your click-through rate, which is basically of course that is BS, because if you see my video on my channel, yeah, it's a lot more likely you'll click it there than if it's, when you're scrolling past 100 videos and like half of them are actually from like popular people. Now, my next little discussion, this is just before I go, is basically this discussion of why would you recommend your content when they make no money off it? So I know basically, I actually would I might even make a video about this in future on my main education channel, which is Create and Review. Basically, why would YouTube pay you in the exposure-ness of it? Why would they do that if you make them no money? If your video makes them no money. Because this video, for example, maybe it wasn't watched by 4 million people or even 3 million people, but it probably did make YouTube around 8 grand. Possibly less, possibly more, But, we'll say, at least 5 grand. So why exactly would they recommend this video, which will definitely make them at least 0. Whatever amount of cents? Why not, some other video? Like, for example, here we have our, our list here. Okay, so this is related here. Okay, so we go down a rabbit hole here. Okay, that's from popular. Okay, so where's our unpopular people? Can we see any popular? Okay, that's 4.5 million. Okay, these are all from popular people. Okay. So okay, that looks like it's quite a lot of popular people. So if you have to combat with that, obviously YouTube is very unlikely to recommend your content because you're making no money. Now, basically, this is a story. I put it in my original video. Basically, this is a story of someone who I found when they were growing in size. And basically, it took them around 2 to 3 years to reach 1,000 subscribers. I think it was 3 years to reach 1,000 subscribers. They monetized, and then within 4 months, they reached 1 million. 4 months. So, my point is, do you know where most of that came from? That didn't come from friends. That didn't come from anything like that. That came from YouTube recommending their content once they became a money-making machine. Because once people started watching their videos and watching ads, then obviously click. Now you can make that person viral. Now, yeah, you can make that person viral, because you're very unlikely to go viral when you're not already monetized, because it makes no real sense. However, when you are monetized, it makes perfect sense to place you really above this person, Ludwig, because you may well make more money than they will on that individual basis. Obviously, you won't make more money overall, but on that single view may make more money than it would on this channel, you know? I talk about political stuff. If there's a view there, it's relatively unlikely to make as much money as it could, you know? If I talk about certain other stuff. So if I had 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watching hours and I was monetized, I would be a lot more likely to go, viral than I would if I didn't. And that's sort of the point I'll make here, where it's like, YouTube is very unlikely to recommend you. And now I've got a theory here. And now maybe this is not true, but it's just a theory, and this is what I would do if I was in YouTube. And I would see, let's say I view this video, but that's the last video I view. I click away from YouTube. I see here, I click the X button, and that's it. YouTube is no longer has me now as a viewer. I'm gone. I viewed an ad, but that's it. I viewed one ad. What happens if this video doesn't have ads, but it pulls me into a rabbit hole? It makes me watch another video, and maybe that video doesn't have ads, but then the video after that does have ads, and after that, and after that, and after that. So if this video is the one that pulls me to a rabbit hole, then it gets more views, right? If the video pulls you into a rabbit hole, surely that would make sense. It's now a rabbit hole view. It's a rabbit hole video. So now publish that. So show that to people, and sure, it won't make any money on its own, but what it will do is it will pull people into this rabbit hole, and they'll watch more videos from that, more than usual. And that's, generally speaking, what I would say is probably one of the ways to get YouTube recommending content. But of course, at the end of the day, it does come down to impressions, because I remember I looked at my impressions before, and it was like 25% click-through rate, I believe, which, is relatively good. The only problem was I was getting very, very small on impressions. So, let's just say, good impression click-through rate, but if there aren't many impressions, that's not gonna do great. So you really need to look at your impressions themselves to see how much YouTubers recommend your content, and so not even recommending, just showing your content. Because obviously impressions come off people actually looking at your channel as well. But that's the thing. So, effectively speaking, I would just say that at the end of the day, do we have a situation in which this is a viable business model to do this? I don't know. I wouldn't necessarily agree with all the points he's made. And, yeah. Well, yeah, some of the points I ever wanted, and possibly others that I will about in the future if I've forgotten to rebut them. Anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching. Please do go ahead and click the subscribey things and all those YouTuber things. And yeah, I mean, if you thought it was convincing, I guess go to Ludwig's place. I mean, I'll link the channel, I guess, maybe. Who knows? I know I will, because, I am using their content, and, I wouldn't link it if they were saying things that were, like, evil, or, like, homophobic, or, like, racist, or anything like that, because obviously then, that person, but, if of course, if I just disagree with them, I might still link it, like, I've linked videos before that I've disagreed with before, so, there's other content available that might be less inaccurate from my point of view. Anyway, yeah. Not hating on them as a person necessarily, maybe slightly a bit exploitative to argue you should be paying streamers to get promoted. It seems like a conflict of interest there, but no. Anyway, so yeah, bye-bye.